This is your preview for the upcoming Match Week 30 in the Premier League. The first game of this match week is Manchester United versus Everton. Both of these teams are coming off good results in their last game. United are looking for a win to get them back into third, and Everton are desperately trying to keep themselves out of the relegation zone. Both teams will be missing a player due to a red card ban. United will be missing Casemiro, and Everton will be missing Decore. This will be an important game for both teams. The next game is an important one between Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest. Villa are currently in 7th, but as for Forest, they haven't won in their last 8 games and sit in 17th in the table. Villa are looking for a place to qualify for Europe, but at the other end of the table, Nottingham Forest are just trying to stay up. Ollie Watkins will be one of the players to watch, scoring in his last 2 outings for Aston Villa. Next up is Brentford versus Newcastle. Both teams have exceeded the expectations this year with their place in the league. Brentford are coming off a close loss to Manchester United, and Newcastle are coming off a great 5-1 win over West Ham. 2 players to watch will be Ivan Toney and Callum Wilson. Wilson has scored 3 goals in his last 2 games, and Toney has scored 17 goals this season, which puts him in 3rd for the Golden Boot. Fulham are taking on West Ham at Craven Cottage. Both teams are coming off losses in their last game. A big player missing for Fulham is Mitrovic, who has scored 11 goals this season. He is suspended from a red card in the FA Cup versus Manchester United. As for West Ham, it will be a big game for David Moyes, their manager, who is trying to keep his job. A big player for West Ham will be captain Declan Rice. Relegation battlers Leicester City and Bournemouth will play each other at the King Power Stadium. Both of these teams are coming off losses which kept them both in the relegation zone. The last 2 times these sides have met has resulted in Bournemouth winning. A big player for Leicester will be James Maddison, who is 7th in most assists this season. Next up is 5th versus 6th, Tottenham versus Brighton, in an enthralling game where both teams will be looking for all 3 points. Spurs will be looking to get back into that top 4, and Brighton will look to keep up their amazing season and build on their 5-game unbeaten run. A couple of players to watch will be Kane and McAllister. Lucas Moura is suspended after his red card against Everton. Wolves will take on Chelsea at the Molineux Stadium. Chelsea will be trying to make the most of their disappointing season with a win against Wolves, but Wolves will be trying to keep clear of that relegation zone. Both teams are coming off draws in their last game. My players to watch will be João Felix and Matheus Nunes. Southampton are going to play a Man City team with Erling Haaland as he returns from injury. City are coming off a great 4-1 win over Liverpool, but Southampton haven't won in their last 4 games. Southampton haven't beaten City since 2020, in which they won 1-0. Southampton will be missing 5 players, and City will just be missing Phil Foden. Players to watch will be Ward-Prowse and Jack Grealish. Next up is Leeds vs Crystal Palace at Allen Road. Both teams are coming off wins in their last game. Both teams will be looking for points to keep themselves out of that relegation zone battle. Palace boss Roy Hodgson is looking to build a good run of form to secure his place as Crystal Palace manager. Players to watch are Jack Harrison and Eze. An important game at the top of the table between Liverpool and Arsenal will seal off your Match Week 30. Liverpool haven't won in their last 3 games, but Arsenal have won 7 in a row. Liverpool have dropped into 8th, but Arsenal are 8 points clear of the top of the league. Both teams will have more than 3 players missing. My players to watch are Bukayo Saka and Darwin Núñez.